Imagine a computer so small it fits in the palm of your hand, yet so powerful it makes a $5,000 Mac Pro from 3 years ago look like a glorified calculator. We are standing on the edge of the most significant architectural leap in the history of compact computing. In just an incremental update. In just another tube swallow. It is the M5 Mac Mini, the machine that is about to rewrite the rules of what performance looks like for under $100. If you've been waiting to upgrade your desk setup, if you've been eyeing the M2 or the M4, stop everything. The M5 is changing the game in ways we didn't think were possible until now. Silicon landscape has shifted. For years, we've talked about Moore's Law slowing down. Apple clearly didn't get the memo. The M5 chip presents a fundamental redesign of the 2-nanometer path, a feat of engineering that puts more transistors into a square millimeter than ever before in human history. But why does that matter to you? It matters because for the first time, we are seeing true desktop-class thermal management in a chassis that weighs less than a bag of coffee. We are talking about a machine that can render 8K ProRes video without spinning its fan loud enough to hear. We are talking about AI integration that isn't just a marketing buzzword, but a core architectural pillar that changes just how you interact with every single app on your screen. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why now? Why is the M5 the one that finally kills the traditional tower PC for 90% of users? It comes down to the unified memory architecture. We've seen the leaks, we've seen the supply chain reports, and the bandwidth on the M5 is staggering. We are looking at memory speeds that make DDR5 look like a relic of the past. When you walk in a pack, when you load a massive library of photos, or when you're compiling code that usually takes 20 minutes, the M5 handles it in seconds because the distance between the brain of the computer and its memory has been virtually eliminated. But it's not just about raw speed. It's about the soul of the machine. Apple has redesigned the internal layout of the Mini to prioritize something they've ignored for a long time: sustained peak performance. In previous models, if you push the chip too hard for too long, it would eventually get hot and slow itself down to protect the hardware. Not anymore. The M5's new carbon fiber composite heatsink allows it to run at 100% capacity for hours on end. This is a workstation masquerading as a consumer device. Think about the creative professional for a moment. The person sitting in a home studio in Los Angeles or a high-rise in New York. They don't want a massive, glowing box on their desk. They want a silent partner. The M5 Mac Mini is that partner. With the introduction of the M5 Pro and M5 Max variants finally trickling down into the Mini form factor with proper cooling, the gap between the Mini and the Studio has never been thinner. In fact, for many, the Mini is now the smarter buy. Why spend double the money for a larger box when the M5 silicon is so efficient that the performance delta is almost unnoticeable in real-world tasks? Now, let's dive into the world of Apple Intelligence. This is where the M5 truly separates itself from everything that came before. The neural engine in the M5 has been scaled up to handle trillions of operations per second, specifically tuned for local